Welcome back. Joining us in studio, friend of the show, Ron Czajkowski. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
My pleasure.
So, okay, we're getting ready for potential Arctic blast, and Adam's going to go into more detail in that in his big weather. But winter weather driving, I know we're not really used to that here in South Louisiana. So what can we expect if the roads do freeze?
Well, if the roads freeze and there's precipitation with it, obviously the condition comes up where you're going to be dealing with icy road conditions.
Yeah.
And they can be actually more treacherous than snow.
Yeah.
The reality is that's more likely to happen than 8-10 inches of snow, which they may be getting further north. Mm-hmm. But with the ice comes unique challenges for driving.
Yeah.
So my first piece of advice, first and foremost, is if those conditions exist and you're aware of it, and you will be made aware of it, don't go anywhere. If you don't have to leave home, stay home until the conditions are better. One of the things that seem to be a big mystery for people is how bridges and overpasses can freeze before the roadway. And that presents a unique challenge for people as they're driving, because you're driving on a road that essentially looks and feels safe and fine, and then you're going to go onto a surface that is not.
Yeah, and this is a really great picture example that's on the screen right now. It's hard to tell that the bridge surface is actually ice.
And this one here is kind of a unique photo because it's an extreme one. What you're going to come across in South Louisiana is probably going to be a lot more transparent than that. You may not even see this much. So again, this is why if you don't need to be on the road, don't.
Yeah.
Just stay home. If you do have to go out, and there are circumstances that will occur where people may need to get out on the roadway, just a few things: plan ahead. As far as where you're going, how you're going to get there, know your route, etc. Slow down. That's a huge thing that people need to recall when they're driving in these kind of conditions, is slow down. Yeah. All the quickest reaction time in the world isn't going to make any difference if you're sliding.
Yeah, because at that point your brakes don't really work.
Absolutely. And remaining alert while you're driving, because conditions can change very, very rapidly. But you have to know your vehicle too, okay? And to be most familiar with your vehicle, you have to do things like inspect your tires, inspect your batteries, and know the safety technology of your vehicles. When it comes to tires, know if you have a tire that's worthy of driving in these conditions, and again, if not, another reason to stay home. Batteries, when the temperature starts to go down, the power in the battery also starts to go down. So an old or weak battery is susceptible to not starting your vehicle. Yeah. So inspect these things before these conditions happen. And safety technologies, first and foremost, and we're building some of the safest vehicles ever, but not every vehicle has anti-lock brake system. Okay. Which can be something unique for people that if they've never experienced an emergency braking situation where you have anti-lock brakes. The anti-lock brake system, when you mash that brake to the floor, is not going to allow the tires to lock up. They're going to continue to roll. If your vehicle doesn't have anti-lock brakes and your tires lock up, you've lost control of your vehicle. Yeah. You won't be able to steer, and you won't be able to. You're certainly not going to slow down much. Yeah. So, be mindful of these things while with your vehicle before you travel, and again, that's if you have to.
But the best piece of advice is stay home.
Stay home.
And we are out of time. Is there one last tidbit that you want to share with our viewers?
Really, it's if you're going to put yourself in a position where if you're in a situation where you have to be on the road, by all means, again, plan ahead, slow down, stay alert. But last but most important, if there is no need to go out on these roads, don't.
Thank you so much for sharing these driving tips with our viewers. If you want to learn more, head to KLAF.com. Everything you need will be right there. Let's check in with Adam Olivier.